Hey guys, Girl Got Game here. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club for the last time, and we're here to do a bad ending. Things are already starting off pretty badly. I went through the first thing. I focused primarily on Sayori. Focused primarily on Natsuki, because I heard there's a pop-up poem that I didn't get to read, but it never showed up even though I spent all my time with her, didn't write any words for Yuri or Sayori. It was just the same 3 poems, so I don't know what I did wrong there, but I guess I'll just have to look it up at a later date. I told Sayori I loved her, and when I was playing through the first time, someone said I should save Monika's character file and then try and put it back in the character folder after I deleted her. So I'm doing that with Sayori, because I was curious if I could do that. That's why I'm starting off here with Glitch Town. So if I start... There she is. Okay, I'm gonna try pasting... Oh, hold on. Gotta go to the actual thing. I'll put Sayori in a safe place. So... Okay. She's back in there, apparently. No? Nothing... Let's see. Any... Oh, man. The music. I always walk to school alone. Okay, so it didn't actually do anything. Darn, I was hoping it would. Well, I guess I'll try with Monika later. I had to try that. But anyway, I will bring you in if I get any different poems this time around that show up in my character folder. Otherwise, I'm just going straight through, and I'll bring you in when, I guess that... It's after I'm done deleting Monika for sure. I imagine nothing will really change until... after Sayori's like, thanks for joining the club, but I already knew you were going to join the club. That's probably where the bad ending really starts in earnest, so I'll see. I'll start recording from when I start the new game, and if anything different happens, I'll bring you in then, but otherwise it'll be around that time. And I'm blathering again, aren't I? Ugh. You'll see me at some point soon. Very soon for you guys. Soonish for me. So until then, I will see you soon. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot were these special poems. This might be a different one, so I'm gonna lean back and we're gonna see what it is. A dream. This is a different... I was just about to say, oh, a dream. I've read this poem before, but the first 2 lines are completely different from the last dream. A dream. I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone was talking and watching TV. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere. And there was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke, and everyone laughed. I woke up to the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV. So the laughing was not part of the dream. It was the noise that woke me up. I wonder who that person was, and how they knew to tell a joke at that moment. Okay. Wonder what this one's about. Nails sticking out of the walls. I feel like the person that this person didn't recognize is the main character. Is this Monika's dream, or... I just don't know. Alright. Well, that's that. Okay, until something else happens, guys. Okay, nothing new showing up in the computer files so far, but we've got another special poem. So I'm going to lean back and see what this one is. Oh! I wasn't expecting it to skip right away. Oh, that terrified me. I forgot I had it in Skip. And I guess I've read that poem A Dream before. It was a dream again. Oh, darn, I was specifically not going to do anything in the horror section so that I didn't have to scream again. Frick. Sorry for terrifying all of you. Okay, nothing to see here. Moving along. Bleh. I can't remember if this is actually going to be a thing or not, but I thought I would record it anyway. Yes? Hey! I got the Papa one! How did I do that? I didn't even, like, focus on Natsuki for the second part. Whatever, I ain't gonna question it, I did it! Things I like about Papa. I like when Papa comes home early. I like when Papa cooks me dinner. I like when Papa gives me allowance. I like when Papa spends time with me. I like when Papa asks me about my friends. I like when Papa asks me about anything. I like when Papa gives me lunch money. I like when Papa comes home before sundown. I like when Papa cooks. I like when Papa gives me privacy. I like when Papa doesn't tell me how to dress. I like when Papa doesn't comment on my friends. I like when Papa doesn't comment on my hobbies. I like when Papa comes home without waking me up. I like when Papa keeps food in the house. I like when Papa uses his inside voice. I like when Papa leaves my stuff alone. I like when Papa accidentally drops coins in the couch. I like when Papa is too tired to notice me. I like when Papa is too tired for anything. I like when Papa is too tired for anything. Oof. Cooks dinner, allowance, spends time, asks, good lunch money, sundown. Let's see. It's a deterioration of things. Like, I went from, I like when he cooks me dinner, to I like when he just cooks, to I like when he keeps food in the house. I like when he asks me about my friends, to I like when he doesn't comment on any of that stuff. I like when he gives me lunch money, to when he accidentally drops coins in the couch. So he's like really, he's becoming more and more negligent. But also, she doesn't want him noticing her. Like, is he physically abusing her? Oy. This game's still hitting me with the feels all this time later. Good grief. Poor Natsuki. Okay, is that? What happens when we fade out of existence? Okay, just Monika. Right, okay. Well, I finally got the poem, hooray! So I didn't hack up something or other. Well, time to skip forward again. That should be everything now until we start over. So yeah, I'll see you then. Right, one other thing that someone mentioned to me is that after Yuri stabs herself, if you go into the log, you can see what she's saying. And it's the message from Steam, where it's like, welcome to the Literature Club. It's always been a dream of mine to make something special out of the things I love. Now that you're a club member, you can help me make that dream come true in this cute game. Every day is full of chit-chat and fun activities with all of my adorable and unique club members. Sayori, the youthful bundle of sunshine who values happiness the most. Natsuki, the deceivingly cute girl who packs an assertive punch. Yuri, the timid and mysterious one who finds comfort in the world of books. And, of course, Monika, the leader of the club. That's me. I'm super excited for you to make friends with everyone and help the Literature Club become a more intimate place for all my members. But I can tell already that you're a sweetheart. Will you promise to spend the most time with me? And then it repeats, and then at the very end, it just repeats, will you promise to spend the most time with me? Will you promise to spend the most time with me? That's crazy. Okay, well, we're swiftly moving along from that. I'll see you guys next. Okay, we are finally here. Got through all the spooks again, and it still spooked me one last time. So now I almost deleted Monika twice. I saved Monika to a special folder, so now I'm going to copy her back over into the game. There she is. And now we're going to start a new game and see what happens. Aww. Please stop playing with my heart. I don't want to come back. What if I paste you in again? Aw, that's the only thing she says. I'm sorry, but at least I know she still exists. So just like you couldn't fully delete the girls, she's not fully deleted either. That does at least confirm that she's still around. Alright, Sayori. We're just gonna click through, because we have had this chitty-chat before. I just realized that Sayori is a lot different, and I didn't really pick up on it the first time going through again. Like, she's not screaming, she's not as clumsy, she's, like, picking herself up. She's like, okay, I'm not gonna sleep in anymore, I'm gonna, you know, very proactively, like, start a club. Still caring about, Yuri and Natsuki, and being, like, that same personality of, alright everybody, let's just chill out, and I can, like, find something that's good about everybody. But she's definitely more self-aware in more ways than one. She's confident. She's like, yeah, not so noisy and clumsy like the old Sayori was. Which means she lost part of her charm. Still love you though, girl. Although I'm worried that now in this bad end you're gonna like murderize me and and everybody else, because that seems to happen when you get when you figure out that you're a video game character, apparently. This means that you gotta kill everything. Alright, to the club room. Hello? She really did a good job of like, Broseph, what are you doing here? I just want to make sure there's nothing else that's shown up. No. Okay. Just keeping an eye on those files in case anything else happens. I don't know, it's like mwahahahahahahahaha file. Well, at least we can have cupcakes and tea before everything goes badly. Because this does look like it's all the same so far. Wow! Kawaii cupcakes with cat ears! At least we gotta eat that before things go bad, because I'm like, I don't know what this bad ending is, but I got bad feelings about this bad ending, that's all I'm saying. Do you and Natsuki still bond? Because that's all I really need. I just realized that the background song has been Monika's song that she's been working on the entire time. That plays in the credits. That's kind of neat. Manga's literature, so you guys should maybe, you know. Yeah, see, like she senses tension and then she jumps in and is like, let's diffuse this real quick. Good old Sayori. Good. I'm glad you guys are still bonding. That's all I really care about. Yeah, Sayori just still looks weird there to me. Alright, this is probably a good place to start it. I guess the meeting's over, huh?
Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along.
Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Broseph.
You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayori.
Aw, Broseph. Don't say something like that, it's embarrassing.
Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine.
We're gonna make it the best club ever! Now that you've joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Broseph, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything, but the truth is I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monika.
Whoa! Wow, the Sayori is vicious.
But she was your friend.
I mean, she did make you hang yourself, so you know what? Fair point. I ain't gonna judge you. Oh no.
That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Broseph. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all the awful things that Monika did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore.
Oh no! Don't bring back the classroom in the space sky.
It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever.
Ah! I have to pay respects!
F-O-R-E-V-E. Monika?
No.
Okay.
Did she delete her? No, her file's still there.
What's happening?
I won't let you hurt him.
Who? It hurts!
I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Broseph. Goodbye, Literature Club. Whoa! Monika came in at the end to save us from having to delete Sayori.
Can you hear me?
Are you doing the song again? Oh my god.
Hi, it's me.
Oh, that's so weird.
You know how I've been, like, practicing piano and stuff? And not really any good at it yet, like...
Wow, so Monika just came in and was like,
I wrote
no.
this song.
But I'm gonna make you listen to my song again.
Something that I could show to
Before
you,
everything's
but
gone.
I
I worked really hard on this song, so you gotta listen to it.
Yeah.
I feel ya. That seems perfectly reasonable. Oh, wow. So Sayori just, like, completely lost it. And was like, I have you all to myself.
Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you.
In my hand is a poem. I will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. And in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find a special day? What will it take just to find that special day?
That song's been stuck in my head ever since I heard it. It's so good. I don't have all the words down, right? As you could hear. But I really like this tune. Probably because I've been listening to it for forever. Oh,
Oh, it's deleting the pictures this time around. Interesting. Huh. How very interesting. Hmm.
And if this world won't bring an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
Right, so I got some of the Yuri I'm like, how did I get the Yuri pictures? Oh yeah, I was going through the bad ending, so of course. Didn't get the one with the, you know, pricking myself on her knife and stuff. It's nice that they show you a preview of like the pictures that you could have got if you know, saved and loaded like crazy person I did the first time. So then you're like, oh, I should play again and see those pictures and see what happens. There they all are, one last time.
The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat.
Well, thanks for specially thanking me, even though I messed up this time and got the bad ending.
Your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
Made with love. Oh, a different letter at the end. How interesting. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you, for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all of the club members, and most of all, thank you for being a part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monika. Aww. Monika. And everything is missing again. Well, I am going to do a final thoughts and stuff, but before I do that, I'm going to like reinstall the game so I can have the beautiful menu music playing in the background. But before I get to that, I just want to say wow, first of all, to this. I know I was playing with the idea of like whether I should do the bad ending first or the good ending, but I'm really, really glad that I did the good ending first because it made all the personality traits of the girls seem really off to me when I played through all the spoops in the end. And I like that doing the bad ending, I learned stuff about Sayori, and I learned that Monika is still in the game and she wasn't going to let all of that happen to her again. And I feel it's appropriate that like everything got deleted while you're watching the credits scene, and then you get this last letter from Monika where she's like, she just addresses, I'm not going to let bad things happen to you or to my friends because it was bad enough when I had to go through it. So I feel like that's a really good way to end this playthrough. But now I'm going to reinstall the game and talk about some other thoughts I have about the characters in the game. So if you want to watch that, you can stick around for that. Alright, so my final thoughts on this game. Gosh, where do you even begin with a game like this? Well, I guess a good way to start is to say that I loved it. In case you were wondering on that front, I had a genuinely good time with this game. I found the game and the characters very endearing, which is saying a lot considering it's got a lot of spooks and heavy subject matter in it. But I guess that shows how good the writing is. I mean, I guess you would hope that a game that's about a literature club would have good writing in it, but the game did a really excellent job of that. Not only did it take into account multiple variations of choices that gave you different dialogue and inner thoughts, but the characters themselves were written in such a way to make them all feel very real and human. Even though they seemed like tropey characters, They all had their good points and bad points that you liked and disliked, which gave them a very real human feel to them and helped you to care about them. Which is just interesting considering the game's about a video game character that realizes she's not real, and that because of that she shouldn't care about them as much as she does. That's another thing that makes Monika very human, I guess. Speaking of Monika, I should go into what I think about these delightful girls, but before I do also want to mention that the art and music really added to the atmosphere of the game, as well as the sound effects. It added to all the sweet and tender moments in the beginning, and it definitely got my heart racing, and it heightened the tenseness and the feeling of dread when things were breaking all around you. Okay. Now onto these girls, and I guess I'll address them in order. We'll start with my bundle of sunshine wrapped in a rain cloud, Sayori. She's still my favorite of the girls, even after that interesting turn her character took at the end of this bad ending. It's probably because I relate to her the most. The talk she had with Broseph about how she was dealing with depression really got to me. It was such a very real moment between her and her friend, who didn't know how to react to it at all. I do wonder where her parents were when all this was happening. Or where any of the parents were when all these shenanigans were going on. Where was I? Oh no. Kind of forgot where I was going. Anyways, the fact that she's missing for the second half of the game and still ended up my favorite is probably a big testament to how infectious her personality is. Her absence is really felt in the second half of the game whenever Yuri and Natsuki get into an argument particularly. You realize how vital she was to keeping things going smooth between the members, so when she was deleted, no wonder the game was breaking down all over the place. I wonder if Monika had any idea what kind of mess she was going to have on her hands when Sayori was removed. I do find it interesting that in the bad ending, Sayori snaps right away and is willing to delete everything in the game right away after she gains the knowledge of Club President. I mean, Monika at least waited while I tried to smooch 3 girls before things went wacky and was relatively sane for a lot of it, but Sayori could barely make it through a club meeting before wanting to transport me to the flying classroom through space. That kind of actually made me more in awe of Monika, who held off for so long. But in any case, I'm glad that Sayori was truly happy in the good end if you decided to spend time with all the club members, since I did want to see her happy in the end. But I am a little confused with that ending contradicting the bad ending. Like, if she truly cares for her club mates, why would she be so willing to delete them in the bad end to spend time with me? Like, wouldn't she rather force me into choosing dialogue options to make sure I spent time with all of them, rather than delete them all and keep me to herself? I mean, I know they're video game characters, but she still knows that in the good endings, so why did she care then but not in the bad? I don't know. I'm just a little confused by that is all, but I do still love my Sayori, although I am sad she's not as clumsy and loud now that she's president. That was part of her charm, after all. Alright. Next is Yuri, I guess, our OG resident yandere. I couldn't figure out in the beginning why Yuri and I weren't clicking. Especially since I related quite a bit to her, too. No, I don't have a knife collection. Just gonna get that out of the way now. But when I was a teenager, I was very quiet and shy, rarely spoke to anyone, and spent any moment I could reading a novel. I guess the problem was my yandere senses must have been twitching. That's the only reason I can think of for why I couldn't quite gel with her in the beginning. I did feel very bad for Yuri in the second half of the game, though. Her obsessiveness got tweaked to such a bad degree. I can't imagine how it must have felt for her. She probably felt like she was an outsider, like an outside observer in her own body, which must have been pretty terrifying. Probably why she also had to spend more time with her knife collection in the second half of the game, too. And of course, stabbing herself was pretty horrific, too. So, of course, I felt terribly sorry for her. But I can't help, thinking that, she probably would have dosed my tea and showed me her knives more up close and personal if this had been a normal dating sim with her being a normal yandere, so it's probably why she's still my least favorite of the girls. I do like her, just not my favorite. I just kind of don't trust her, I guess. Okay, next is the sweet tsundere Natsuki. I liked her well enough when I played through the normie mode, but I didn't really appreciate her until things started breaking. Because she's absent for so much of the second part of the game, it made me realize I missed a lot of her interactions. Yeah, she's loud and often abrasive, but she also gets cutely excited over little things. She feels things very acutely and isn't afraid to express those feelings, which I kind of envy in a way. Oh no, I feel a sneeze coming on. Go away, sneeze. Or come out, like either way. Just don't sit there bubbling, please. You're not gonna cooperate, are you? Fine. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. I mean, Natsuki, often express negative feelings, as tsunderes do. And I did initially feel like she might give Alvin from Date Warp a run for his money, but her one-on-one time with Broseph really redeemed her. Seeing her so at ease and having her open up a little bit was so nice to see. That scene also made me feel like her and the MC would be a really good match. They share many things in common, and their personalities jive together so nicely too. I feel like the MC would eventually be able to get her to relax and not worry so much about what others think. She would have someone who truly enjoys her interests and accepts her for who she is. They were very sweet. In fact, you could argue that Natsuki is best girl, and I would accept that, since she is very normal out of all the girls, and also doesn't try to kill or hurt anyone unlike the other three in the club. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, justice for Natsuki. I also just realized that I didn't talk about Broseph's relationship with Sayori and Yuri. Whoops, man, I should really write these things out before yakking, huh? Okay, I'll fix that now. After Natsuki, I feel Sayori would be a good girl for him, and that's not just because she's my favorite. Having been friends for so long, they know each other so well already. I also feel that they're both good for each other and that they push each other out of their comfort zones. Yuri... I mean, even though she felt really comfortable around the MC, I'm not sure if their relationship works that great. There's definitely a lot of sexual tension between the two of them, but I can't quite figure out why Yuri glommed onto the MC, other than the fact that he's maybe the first person to really give her the time of day. I mean, she's very attractive. I'd smooch her, but her and the MC's interest didn't really seem to mesh very well, so I couldn't really see it working out long term, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong and things would have worked out just fine. I just don't really see the two of them together. And of course, I had to leave Miss Monika for last. After all, she is the most complex character to talk about. I know a couple of you have asked what I could possibly like about Monika, and I've explained a little bit in my replies, but I'll talk about it some more here. Now, I don't think anyone would argue that Monika did some truly horrific and messed up things, not only to her friends, but also to the person she thinks she's fallen in love with, the player. I mean, who would want to make the person they loved to watch these girls break down and kill themselves? Like, in what universe does that make that person suddenly interested in you instead? It shows that Monika's not thinking properly. It also argues, I think, for Monika being, like, I don't know, call it a soft yandere, if you will. Not quite as far as Yuri, but she's obsessed with the player and, trying to get him to spend all of his time with her, and eventually she gets rid of everyone that gets in her way. So, after all that, you're probably wondering where I'm gonna go from here to explain why I ended up loving Monika, with her being my second favorite character in the game, right? WELP! I guess the best way for me to explain it is that I feel a real empathy for her character. Like, if I put myself into her shoes, her actions make perfect sense to me. And as I mentioned before, the fact that she stayed as sane as she did for as long as she did speaks a lot to what her character is. Like, Sayori snapped basically right away, but Monika's love for the club and her friends kept her more grounded in the end. You could even argue that she cared for the, more about everyone than Sayori did. She did try to keep the game going as much as she could. She just wanted to spend some time with the player, but of course the game wasn't designed for that, so she kept running into roadblock after roadblock until she felt there was only one choice: delete everyone and everything. And after all of that, she finally gets what she wants, and she can't help but still think of her club members and still miss them, despite the fact that she knows they're nothing more than code. Yes, she did only show regret after doing those horrible things, but she at least did show regret in the end. She could have just deleted everything after being betrayed by us, but she decided to let her love for her friends, the club, and the player to win out in the end. What's so sad is she didn't want to come back. Like, her penance was to have nothing to do with any of it anymore. She only steps out of the shadows one last time in the bad ending to save her friends and the player from having to go through what she put them through the first time. I can't help but feel bad for her and wish there was a true way to help her. I also wonder if she was truly in love with the player, or if she's only become obsessed with the player due to them being real when she's surrounded by everything that's fake. Like, did she really feel the player was the only one who would understand her, maybe? And that's why she fell in love with them? I'm still not sure what the answer is. But in the end, she did let part of that love be the reason for her fixing everything. Anyway, I guess if I had to narrow down the reasoning, Monika's a very intriguing character. And I feel like she's very relatable, and I can't help but feel bad for her. I kind of put her in the same box as Asriel from Undertale, actually. She's not a Kara, who is truly evil. Like, Asriel did some messed up things. Spoiler alert for Undertale. If you haven't listened to Undertale, like, if you haven't played Undertale or watched Undertale, like, don't listen to this. But Asriel, where was I going with this? Yeah, Asriel did mess up things to everyone in that game, too. Just because he could. He knew he was in a game, like Monika, and that nothing really mattered. He didn't want the player to win the game because they would stop playing with him. This is actually really similar to Monika. Whoa. Well, anyways, yeah, in the end, though, Asriel realizes that everyone else in the game deserves to get a happy ending, and he sacrifices getting back his true form and the ability to keep his friend with him forever by giving everyone their happy end and turning back into a flower, even though he knows he'll be stuck there forever and that no one will remember him in the end. He deeply regrets what he's done in the past and decides to do the right thing in the end, just like Monika did. Man, I kind of want to play Undertale again now. Oh my goodness, though. Anyways, gosh, I rambled again, didn't I? Blah. But I did have so much to say, so if you're still here, then I guess it would only be appropriate to say, that's Molly's rambling of the day. Thanks for listening. But in all honesty, thank you guys for recommending this game to me and helping me get through the spoofs. I greatly appreciated it and had a great time with this game. But now that we are donezo, I believe that it's time to hint at some new games that we need to check out, right? So, first of the two I'm going to be playing next is actually the prequel to a demo I played for my Let's Take a Gander series, and involves dating some real jerks, which should be interesting to say the least. And the second game is one that's been recommended by a ton of you. We're gonna go and try and find some cute samurai to date in a historical fantasy VN in Kyoto. So there's your hints, guys. You'll probably be able to guess them pretty easily, but I hope you'll look forward to them. Thank you very, very much again for joining me for Doki Doki, as well as Locked Heart. And until next time, I will see you later.